Okay. Okay, that's the old cam gear. That's the devil. That's the devil himself. Now, let's see if the new cam gear fits in. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. All right, I've done a super good job of cleaning off all of the gasket material on both the engine and the sump. Very nice, no scratches. Now, there is something that we have to pay attention to. On one of these bolts, it goes into the valve chamber, the valve spring chamber, right here. And that bolt came off with some RTV sealant or some RTV sealant or something like that on there. So when we stick it back together, we'll just make sure that we have some RTV sealant on that bolt. So the cam gear is ready to go. I washed out the inside of the motor the best I could. It looks really, really nice. Looks shiny in there. I've washed out the sump the best I can. Got a brand new gasket. Mr. Zippo Varga would be very, very impressed with me. And now the only thing left to do is put the sump cover on. Shouldn't take much. That's it. Now we're going to bolt it down. And I'm going to go get a little bit of RTV sealant for this one bolt in this valve cover area. See, if you look right here, that's where the valve springs are if you do a valve spring adjustment, and that bolt right there goes into that chamber. So I'm just using the ultra grade gasket maker. I'm going to stick a little bit of that on our bolt. And in she goes. That's all we got left is the sump. Good. This has been a fun project. Now I am just going to check and see if there's torque specs on these, and I'll be right back. Alright, I just went around. I don't have the torque specs on this, so I just went around and did a firm tighten on all 7. And there's only one thing that's bugging me on this little motor now, and that is the flywheel key. Now, it has been through hell. I mean, the blade adapter's been broken off, right? And the gear key, the cam gear inside the motor was broken off. And on the same motor, right, the flywheel key didn't look damaged, but I am going to just check it. Alright, let's get that flywheel off of there. I've got a tool to do that. Now if you want to see the flywheel key, if you look really close at it. Okay, right here I am using the Briggs and Stratton flywheel removal tool. And on this these two just thread into the block, or into the flywheel. They're like a self-threading screw. Okay, let's do this. Taking turns with each one, and it just popped off so loose. I was stunned. Right, I just kept tightening these, which pushes this down on that, which lifts that up. I did tighten these down onto the flywheel. So the shorter these get, the more it lifts it up. See that? Now let's have a look at the flywheel key. You know, there's a mark on it, but it's absolutely perfect. I'm stunned. It just blows my mind that that should have been the first thing that went on this little motor, you guys. Thank you, George Durovich. Okay, cup. Bolt. Now it's selecting it. Wrench is perfect for this. Alright, I'll just put it back together. I just checked the gap on the flywheel to the armature, or the flywheel to the coil, and it's 10 thousandths, perfect. Road King. I was using a business card and he said, no, it should be more accurate than that. Although I haven't had any trouble with it. I haven't had any trouble with it. Okay, let's put this little motor back together again. Okay, do you guys see right in there? You just have to make sure that that piece of metal is folded into the shroud as you're putting the shroud on, right there. Or you'll hear a tink, tink as the magnet on the flywheel passes by. That's a good tip. Alright guys, we have the shroud on. All of the bolts are tightened. The flywheel key's okay. The tank's tilted back. The 5/16 bolts are down, and I'm just putting on the shroud. Or whatever you call this top piece. It's not a shroud. Got a small issue here with the Phillips. They're sticking out. And that's it, guys. She's finished. I don't have any parts left over. It's good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, I'm going to throw it on the mower and put the blade on, but I'm not going to put oil in it or gas until tomorrow. I'm going to let everything seal up on that, just on that Permatex bolt that went into the valve body valley. Whew. Thanks, tubes. That was fun. Okay, guys, let's just put this motor back on here. And then we'll sharpen the blade and throw it on too. First one's the hard one. One more. Where did it go? Right here. Good. And the blade, and that's it. All right, now the blade. It's just been sharpened perfectly. Not knife sharp, because then they bend too easy, right? There and there. New blade adapter. Perfect. I was nervous about that. There's no real reason I was nervous about that. Okay. It's a 5/8. That's it. Let's let her dry out till tomorrow. I'm just going to shine it up a little bit more yet. It's a nice looking mower. So you guys were wondering what I was going to do with this. This was one of the 4 trash picked, eh? Okay. Real world demo number 1 on cam gear replacement, used cam gear replacement. And thank you to Mr. Zippo Varga. I found one of these. We don't use these much up here in Canada because they use the zip ties or the plastic tie wraps. That's to hold the bale down on the lawnmower to keep it running for a long period of time. So anyway, we got a new air filter, spark plug. I just filled it with oil, 600 milliliters, half a tank of fuel. I've checked everything over, blade's tight. Let's give it a go. It's an automatic choke on this one. You ready? I'm gonna let it run for a while. So that was a fun job, Tubes. I was totally stunned. It started on the very first pull, like boom. But you know what? Some jobs you have a good feeling about, and some you have doubts. But this one I had a good feeling about it all the way through, and it was just a great fun project. When I first found the slipped plastic cam gear, I thought, oh man, I'm never going to find another replacement. And then a pal of mine that supplies mowers to his daughter and all kinds of people brought that brute in there from a Walmart. They're from Walmart, excuse me. And it had a bent crank and a couple of other things wrong with it. So I thought, wow, this would be the perfect one, and it fit and it ran, and it's great. So he'll be getting this mower back. Only one piece will be from his mower. Frankenmower. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.